Hey YouTube, Gallagher123123 back with another Fire TV and voice view demonstration / tutorial. Now we're getting into the fun stuff. In the last few videos, I focused more on voice view itself and accessibility. Well, now we're going to get in to really exploring the platform while using voice view. Now, there may be things that come up that I realize, oh, I should have covered that as an accessibility video, but when that happens, I'll kind of explain it as we come to it. And if needed, of course, I can go back and continue the accessibility part of the tutorial. But I really wanted to get to the fun stuff of actually using the Fire TV platform with voice view. Now, the first thing I want to cover as we get into this part is managing apps. So I'm going to show you how to download an app from the App Store on the Fire TV platform, as well as how to manage your apps, uninstall things, move things around, so that you can really get to the content that you want quickly. Alright, so first things first, I said we'd install an app. Let's go ahead and do it. Grab my remote here. Alright, the remote is in my hand. So I am sitting on the home screen. If I right arrow a few times, we should hear more apps. So I'll go ahead and do that.
Find, Live, Xfinity, Pluto, Apple TV, Prime Video, Netflix, Hulu, 11 of more apps. Press select to view all of your apps and channels.
More apps. 13. Press select to view all of your apps and channels, as voice view told us. Now, I want to go ahead and press the down arrow here.
Space, My Apps button.
And we come to two options, My Apps and
App Store button.
App Store. Right now, we want to go into the App
Get
Store. So to get more apps, as it said. So I will go ahead and press select.
Amazon Luna, 1 of 2.
Now, it's giving us like a featured app here. So let's press the down arrow now.
Amazon Live Shopping, featured, 3 of 5.
And we have some like tabs. We have featured,
News,
games,
all categories,
5
games, featured.
Go back over to featured.
App library.
You have your app library, which is where you can find apps that you've downloaded in the past or that you have currently installed. We'll be taking a look at that coming up shortly.
Search, 1 of 5.
But the first item, 1 of 5, is search. I'm going to go ahead and press select on this.
Press and hold the microphone button to voice search.
So now we are taken
microphone button to voice search
into a keyboard. And if you've used the Apple TV before, this is a familiar and kind of annoying experience. Basically, we want to use the up, down, left, and right arrows to find the letters that we want to type. Now, the app I am looking for at this moment is called the Roku channel, which that may seem a little bit odd to you. Yes, it is made by Roku, who makes a competitor to the Fire TV platform. However, they have an app for accessing some free content. And of interest to me, they have some game show content that I'd like to watch. So I figure let's go ahead and download the Roku channel. So I'm going to press the down arrow and see where we land.
N.
Okay, we're on N, so I'll right arrow a couple times.
Q, R.
There's the R, I'll press select. And then go
Q, P,
to the left
O,
to find the O. And now we need to go up.
B,
So let's find the K.
H, I, J, K.
There's K and down arrow.
X, X-ray.
And then left a few times to find the U.
V, U. U.
And there's Roku. Now I think that should do it. So let's down arrow.
8. Roku, 1 of 22.
Now we have a list of search results.
Roku channel, Roku.
I'm just gonna, since we typed Roku, I'm just going to select that one, which is search result 1 of 22. So I'll go ahead and press select on this.
Apps and games, the Roku channel button.
And right away we have the Roku channel.
The Roku channel, 4.0 out of 5 stars from 96,705 customers. Official. The Roku channel is your home for free TV. Watch an ever-changing selection of hit movies, TV shows, 100 live channel with news, weather and sports, and popular kids entertainment and dash all totally free. Enjoying your favorite entertainment has never been easier.
So it gave us a summary or description of what the app is like, what it has to offer. It has free content of pretty much all kinds of genres. So since we found the app that we want, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to press the select key in the middle of the arrow pad. Okay, it's loading.
Get free to download button.
And right away we land on a get free to download option. Now if we up arrow,
Official. The Roku channel is your home.
we get some of
for
that
free
summary
TV.
again,
Watch an
description. But let's down arrow back
Get free to download
to
button.
get free to download and press select.
Processing ...
Now
button.
it says processing
Downloading ...
and downloading.
Installing ...
And we're
button.
installing. And when it is done,
Open button.
it becomes an open button. And we could launch this app right here, right now. Now we're not going to take a look at this yet. This might be a
The Roku
future
channel.
video.
Ready to launch. The Roku channel. Ready to launch.
Okay,
Launch now.
It's giving us a notification that the Roku channel is, in fact, ready to launch. But as I was saying, we don't want to do that quite yet because I want to cover more things related to app management at this time. But we may cover it if I find that it's usable. I may look at that as one of the apps we take a look at. So stay tuned to see if that happens. All right. So now that we have this installed, let's go back to the home screen so we can start to take a look at app management. So I'm going to go ahead now and press the home key. And home on my remote is just below
Home.
the down arrow.
Use left and
And
right
here
to
we
move
are
between
on the home
items.
screen. Now, there is actually a shortcut to get to your apps. But for this time, I'll do it the way we did it before. So we'll use the right arrow until we get to apps.
Find. Live. Xfinity, Pluto, Apple TV, Prime Video, Netflix, Hulu. More apps. Press select to view all of your apps and channels.
And over to
12
more
of
apps.
13.
Now, we pressed the down arrow the last time to get into the little menu that had My Apps and the App Store. But if we don't do that, we'll automatically, if we press select now, we'll go into the apps to My Apps, which is what I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead now and press this select key. It's loading.
Your apps and channels. Xfinity Stream Beta, Fire TV. Row 1, column 1.
So
Use
it
up,
told
down,
us what the first
left and
app
right to
was
move between
in
items.
this list.
Press the menu button twice for additional options like move and uninstall.
And it gave us some helps text of how to navigate, and it says press the menu key twice to access some options like move and uninstall. We will take a look at that in a second, but first, let's see if Roku channel is here. Now, I'm going to take a guess that it'd be towards the bottom.
Paramount, the Roku channel. Row 3, column 1.
And sure enough, I was right.
Use up, down, left and right to move between items.
So let's
Press
just
the
see what I
menu
have
button
in
twice.
here.
Paramount
Now,
Plus.
these I ordered
Row 2,
based
column
on
1.
what I use.
Xfinity Stream Beta,
So,
Fire TV.
Currently in my
Row
row
1,
1, column 1, I have the Xfinity
Use
Stream
up, down,
Beta.
left and right to move between items.
Now
Press
this,
the menu button twice for additional option.
oops,
Home. Use
I
left
accidentally
and right
knocked
to move
myself out of
between
this.
items.
So we might as well show you now how to do that shortcut I was talking about to get to My Apps. So if we press and hold the home button, again, on the remote I'm using, the home key is located just below the down arrow key. So if I go ahead and press and hold the home key now,
Colon. Switch profile.
we get into a little
Profile
menu.
bar.
And
Use
the
up
first
and down to
option
move
is a
between
switch
items.
profile. Now we'll use our up and down arrows to move through this list. And we're going to press the down arrow a couple times and we'll get to apps.
Channel input apps button.
There's
4 of
apps
7.
as item 4 of 7 on this TV, so we'll press the select key.
Your apps and channel. Your apps and channels. Xfinity Stream Beta. Fire TV. Row 1.
Okay, I was trying to mute that speech, which you can do on the Fire TV platform, by the way. This is one of the accessibility things I mentioned that you can do, is you can press the play key, play pause key, to stop speech. So
Pluto TV. Xfinity.
So play on my remote is actually directly below the home button. Now, this could vary slightly, so you'll want to see where it is on your remote. Okay, so Xfinity Stream Beta is what I have in row 1, column 1. And I have it there because it's what I use most frequently. And this is an app that we are absolutely going to take a look at in an upcoming video. And this is a way, if you're a Comcast customer, that you can watch all of your cable channels. Basically, you stream them over Wi-Fi. And so you can use this instead of using an X1 cable box. Now, the X1 cable box, I think, is still a slightly better experience. However, the way this room is set up that I'm in, I do not have space for a cable box right now. So this is my best bet. Anyway, enough about Xfinity Stream. Let's look at this list, and I'll show you what I have installed. So we have Xfinity Stream Beta,
Pluto TV. It's free TV.
Pluto TV,
Apple TV.
Apple TV,
Prime Video.
Prime Video,
Netflix.
Netflix, Hulu,
Paramount Plus.
YouTube,
BSO Now.
BSO Now, that is the Boston Symphony Orchestra's streaming service.
IMDb
TV,
Amazon App Store,
Amazon App Store,
Amazon
Silk, and now
the Roku channel.
Row
3, column 1.
Now, why did I show you this? Actually, first we have one more item, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes.
App library.
As the last item is the app library. But as I said, we'll take a look at that in a few minutes. Now, why did I show you everything I have in this? The reason is I want to move
the Roku channel.
I would like that to come before Apple TV in our list. So, as you might remember, Pluto TV is in row 1, column 2. So we want this Roku channel to be in row 1, column 3. So I'm now going to show you how to move an app. So to do this, actually quite simple, we're going to press the menu key twice. Now, the menu key on my remote is next to the home key. So if we go find the down arrow, move down, there's the home button, move over to the right one, and that's menu. Now we have to press it twice, and the reason is Voice View uses the menu key for a few options. If we press it,
use up, down, left, and right to move between items. Press the menu button twice for additional options like move and uninstall.
So pressing menu
Your apps and
once
grid contains a grid of your apps and
gives us
Amazon
some
channels.
help text.
Your apps and channels. Press to move, remove, and more. App library.
So that is what happens if you just press menu. Now, if you didn't have Voice View on, it would open the menu that we need. But with Voice View running, we have to press menu twice. Let me just make sure we're on the Roku channel still. And I'll press that menu key twice now.
Menu. Options. Move. 1 of 5.
And we have options here. We have move.
Move to front.
Move to front. I believe that would put it right on row 1, column 1.
Hide from your apps. 3 of
Hide
5.
from your apps. We'll take a look at that in a second.
More info. 4
More
of
info.
5. Uninstall.
Or we can
5.
uninstall.
More info. Hide from your apps. 3 of
Now
5.
we want to go up to move.
1 of 5.
So I'll press select on this to activate the move option.
Your apps and channels. The Roku channel. Row 3, column 1.
And I'll move up.
The Roku channel. Row 2, column 1.
Okay, so now it's in row 2, column 1.
The Roku channel. The Roku channel. Row 2, column 3.
Now it's in
The
row
Roku
2,
channel.
column 3, but we want to go up
The Roku channel. Row 1, column 3.
and
Roku
press
channel.
select again. And the result of that now should be
Xfinity Stream Beta.
the Xfinity Stream
TV,
Beta,
Pluto TV.
Pluto TV,
The Roku channel.
the Roku channel,
Apple TV.
and Apple TV.
Row
So we
1,
did it.
column 4.
We moved the app where we wanted it.
Use up, down,
So this allows you to
left, and
really
right to move between.
organize your apps so that you can find them and access the content that you really care about. Now, I did want to cover the move and uninstall options. Let's start with uninstall, because that's the quicker one to demonstrate.
BSO now. Row 2, column 4.
For now, just for demonstration
Use
purposes,
up,
I'm going to uninstall this BSO Now app because I don't believe I set this one up yet, so it's really no problem to uninstall it right now. So I'm sitting on BSO Now, and again, we need to press the menu key twice.
Menu. Options. Move. 1 of 5.
And again, we have this menu,
Use
and
up
we want to go down to
move between
uninstall.
items. Move. Hide. More. Uninstall. 5 of 5.
There is uninstall, option 5 of 5. We'll press select.
BSO now. Are you sure? This app will be uninstalled and app data will be lost for all non-child profiles on this Fire TV. Cancel. 1 of 2.
And it gives us a confirmation screen to ask if we're sure and that app data will be lost. So do this carefully. So it's asking if we want to proceed. And in this case, we do. So I'll press the down arrow here.
Uninstall. 2 of 2.
To activate the uninstall button, let's press select.
Your apps and channels. BSO now. Row 2, column 4. IMDb TV. Row 2, column 4.
And it's gone.
Use up, down, left and right to move between items. Press the menu button twice for additional options like move and uninstall.
Now, let's take a look at the remove from my apps feature.
Amazon App Store. Amazon Silk.
So
Web browser.
Amazon Silk is the
Row 2,
last
column
item
6.
we have in row 2, column 6. I don't really use this, so I'm going to remove it from the apps list. Now this will not uninstall the app. It will just move it out of this list. So it allows you to kind of clean up. It's like the app library on iOS, if you've used that since iOS 14. So think of it in that way. It keeps the app on your device, but it's out of the way. So that's what we're going to do now with Amazon Silk. I'll go ahead and I'll press this menu key twice.
Menu. Options. Move. 1 of 4.
Now at this time we only have 4
Use
options
up and down
because
to move
Silk
between
is a
items.
system app.
Move to front. Hide from your apps. 3 of
But
4.
we can hide from your apps, which is what we want to do. So I will go ahead now and press select.
Your app library. Row 2, column 6.
And it's gone,
Amazon
but not
App
really.
Store. Row 2, column 5.
So that is managing the apps on your apps screen. Now, 2 things now we'll cover. Getting an app back on this list and also reinstalling an app that you removed.
App library. Row 2,
And we
column
can do
6.
that by going into the app library, which is always the last item. I suppose you could move this too, actually. Let's just find out. I did not think to check that.
Menu. Use up, down, left and right to move
No,
between
okay, you
items.
cannot. That's always
Press
going
the
to be your
menu
last
button.
item.
Amazon app library.
So I figured I'd check that with you live to see. Okay, let's go into the app library by pressing select.
App library. 2 of 5.
And this basically
Use
opens
up and
the
down
App
to move
Store,
between categories. Use left and right to move between items in the category.
but it opens
When
the app
focused on
library. So
searches,
let's press
select to
the
search
down
on the
arrow.
keyboard. App Store, App Library, all. 1 of 3.
And we have a few options here. We have
Use
all
up and down to installed on this TV. 2 of
installed on
3.
this TV
Not installed. 3 of 3.
and not installed.
Use up and
So
down to move between
first,
categories.
let's restore
Use left and
the
right
Silk
to move between
browser.
items installed on
So
this TV.
let's press select
2
on
of
installed
3.
on this TV. Actually, no, we need to press down arrow.
Netflix button, row 1, column 1.
And Netflix is here, row 1, column 1. But let's just move through this until we find Silk.
Prime Video, IMDb, YouTube, News by Fire TV, Amazon Music, Amazon Kids for Amazon Photos, Amazon Live Shopping, Pluto TV, Amazon Silk, web browser. Button,
There it
row
is.
3,
There's Amazon
column 1.
Silk. Now, we will go ahead and press the menu key twice.
Menu. Options. More info. 1 of 2.
And we have more info here and
Show on your apps. 2 of 2.
show on the Your Apps list. So let's do that. I'll press select.
App Store, App Library, Amazon Silk, web browser. Button, row 3, column 1.
Now I'm going to trust that it did it. Now let's go back up
Amazon Netflix installed on this TV. Not installed.
and go
Netflix
in.
button.
Okay,
row
wait a
1,
minute.
installed on this. Not installed.
Okay, so that time we did have to press select to get to not installed. But now we can press the down arrow.
Amazon Luna button. Sling TV button. BSO Now button.
And I'm just using my left and right to move through this.
The Washington Post.
Now,
button.
I don't know how
row
some of
1,
these got here. I don't know if they
column 4.
came with it and I was able to uninstall them.
BSO Now
But
button. Row 1, column 3.
as you might have guessed, the one I'm looking for is BSO Now. So I will go ahead and press select on this because I assume that will bring us into the app description.
Download You Own It button.
Now, as I expected, yes, it did. And it says download, you own it. So it's not considered like a new download.
Newly recorded and archival performances.
Now I hit up
by
arrow to
the
see the
download
description.
Newly recorded and archival performances by the Boston Symphony and the Boston Pops, along with behind-the-scenes storytelling with conductors, composers, and musicians. Please note, this app contains in-app purchasing, which allows you to buy ...
Okay, I don't know how we expand. Gives a bit of a summary. I'll look at that and I'll give an update on that in a future video, how to read that full description.
Download You Own It button.
But right now, we want to download this, so I'll press select to do that.
Queued button. Downloading ...
Okay, so it's a
button.
queued downloading.
Installing ... button.
And now it's installing.
Open button.
And now it says open. So,
BSO Now, ready to launch.
okay, I just silence that. It says that it's ready to launch now. So what we should have now, if we go back to our apps list, we should find two things. One, Amazon Silk is back. And two, BSO Now has been reinstalled and should be in our apps list. So let's find out. Now we can back out of this. Okay. Let's try that again.
App Store, App Library, the
Okay.
Washington Post button, row 1, column 3.
Now, the BSO Now app has been removed from this list because it can no longer be considered not installed. So I'll press the back button. Now, back is located one button to the left of the home key.
Not installed. App Library. 2
Now,
of 5. Use up.
and I'm just pressing
More apps
now.
and channels.
And here we are on
Amazon
your
Silk,
apps and
web
channels.
browser. Row 2, column 6.
So right away, it brought us
Use
to
up,
the
down,
Amazon
left,
Silk
and right
app.
to move between
Now let's go to the
items.
right.
BSO Now.
And hey,
Row 3,
BSO Now
column
is
1.
back. So, go back to the home screen. That is a basic, well, actually a pretty advanced guide to managing your apps on the Fire TV platform. It's great that they give a lot of control to you so that you can get the most out of it and get the content that you want.
Use left and right to move.
Now, a few notes I do need to make that I probably should have made before we started this, but we did not do a video on the setup process out of the box, and I'm not going to do it right now because I don't feel like resetting everything up, but the setup process for the Fire TV is pretty straightforward. VoiceView can and will, if you enable it, talk you through the whole process. And as a part of that process, you are asked to sign in to your Amazon account. Now, everything that you download is stored in your Amazon account. So this whole experience of downloading apps and searching, it might remind you of the App Store on iOS or the Apple TV. Everything is there tied to your Apple ID. Well, it's the same here except it's your Amazon account. So you do need to have your Amazon account set up in order to really get the most out of this and download and find apps that you want to use. But for now, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. I think the next part of this series now, we're going to actually start taking a look at some apps. Some will be what come with it, like we'll probably take a look at Prime Video, but I also am excited to take a look at some third-party stuff. I especially want to do the Xfinity Stream app, and I think that will very likely be one of the first ones that we look at when we get there. So, stay tuned, because the series will continue, and I have a lot of other exciting content planned. So, stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, I don't say this in every video, but if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. And you can turn on your bell to get notified of when I post new content. Alright, well that concludes this video taking a look at app management on the Fire TV with the VoiceView screen reader. I hope you found this helpful, and again, stay tuned, more content is on the way. Thank you for watching.
We hope you have enjoyed this video. If so, please subscribe for more, and feel free to comment. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, @Gallagher123123. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.